I like the idea of recalling things from memory. Though I didn't do these from memory, they were not executed from memory. I used some source images and live subjects. I like the idea of having an idea or an object, the subject of the painting, isolated within one's memory. That's why the background is non-existent. There's something about that that changes it. There's a filter that happens. There's a process, and things are always a little bit different in memory than they are as we see them firsthand. I usually work with a series of source or reference photos with all my subjects, because the things that I paint typically don't sit still for very long. My paintings usually take anywhere from a week to a couple of weeks to execute. Sometimes longer, but I try to keep it closer to about 2 weeks. So with lighting changes and everything else, whether it's in the studio or outdoors, I find that working from source images really locks it in. So the influences for the landscapes were primarily the thick air, the quality of the air. Early morning in the colder months. Sometimes at sunset you get the same kind of thing where the air feels thicker. And you'll also notice in the landscapes that there's no man-made structures. And I like the idea of working strictly with nature that way, especially for this series with Morgan Craig, since his subject is almost completely man-made structures. I thought the contrast would work with the flowers, with his work. Clint Stone actually is the mastermind behind that. He saw the possibility for the duality and made it happen. Yeah, he's great. I'm going to do probably another 8, maybe even a dozen landscapes. I just have to do them. They've been percolating for so long, they need to get out. Past that, I've got a couple of commissions, floral commissions. Those will actually be in the short term. And then there's always going to be what comes next. Ideally, I'd like to do some allegorical portraiture. Portraits that include sometimes subtle, sometimes more obvious symbols and objects. Kind of a combination of portraiture and still life. I think that as art in general continues, there's going to be more synthesis and more strands of art influencing other strands of art. Music will influence visual arts and vice versa. Photography and cinema will always influence everything. Painting, music, stage and theatrical productions. There's always going to be a nice in and out and interplay between the arts, I think, and I think that's kind of inevitable.